Hello there, it's Samantha. Welcome back to my channel. Or if you're here, hi, my name is Samantha, as I just said, and this is my channel where I talk all about books. Anyway, I don't know how come this finger gun thing has become a part of my intro, but it's here now, it's here to stay. We're dealing with it. Today I'm coming to you with my June TBR. I wasn't actually planning on doing a TBR this month. If you don't know what TBR stands for, it is to be read. So yeah, I wasn't actually planning on structuring my reading that much this month because I'm kind of feeling a little bit of a burnout coming on. I've been reading a lot in the last 2 months because I took part in the Owl's Magical Readathon in April and I decided to set myself a May TBR. So I've been reading a lot. I just didn't want to structure my reading again. But I just watched Ashley's announcement video for the Make Your Myth Taker Readathon, and she's the host of this, and I'll link everything you need to know down below. Anyway, but this readathon just sounded so cool because basically you like choose a character and then you have to follow the path and like complete 4 challenges to become that character, and I just think that's so cool. It's kind of similar to the Book Junkie Trials if you've taken part in that. If not, I'll link information about that down below because it is happening in July. I will probably be taking part in that as well. But yeah, so I wasn't going to take part in one. Well, actually, I was originally going to take part in the Olympic Games, which I'll link information about that readathon down below. But then, like, towards the end of the month, I'm losing steam. So yeah, I'm only going to be taking part in the Myth Taker readathon, and I want to become a royal spy because I just think that sounds so cool. Growing up, I loved like playing spies, and I loved the show Totally Spies, and I always wanted to be a spy. I just think I don't know, I just thought it was really cool. I decided that would be a good character path for me. Also, I really liked all of the challenges, and I could find books that I'm actually really interested in reading to complete them all. So that's great. So something interesting about this readathon is you have to stick to your TBR once you've set it. However, once you've completed the 3rd prompt, you can switch to a different character, but only if that character corresponds to your character. That is not a good explanation. I will link Ashley's video down below. But basically, like, once I've completed my 3rd book, if I don't feel like reading my 4th book, I can switch and become an assassin instead. So I might do that if I feel like it, because also an assassin would be such a cool thing as well. But at the moment, I'm reading to become a royal spy because love that. Oh, but before I actually get into the books that are going to complete challenges, I do have 2 other books which I want to finish. The first one is The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins. It's actually currently the 27th of May, and I do actually, I have time to finish this book before the end of the month. But if I haven't finished this will be the first book that I finish in June. I also put The Court of Miracles by Kester Grant on my May TBR because I got that book for review. I haven't got to it yet, so I also need to read that very early on in June if I haven't read it before the end of the month. Enough of that, let's get on to the challenges. So the first challenge is to read a book that you've heard good things about. For that one, I've chosen Nevermore by Jessica Townsend. This is the first book in the Trials of Morgan Crow trilogy. This is a middle grade book which follows our main character, Morgan Crow, and she was basically born on this cursed day, so she's very unlucky. And then one day she gets swept away to this secret city. She has the opportunity to become magical if she completes these trials. I just think it sounds really fun. I've heard people compare it to Harry Potter, and I've just heard it's just a lot of fun and a quick and easy read. I'm very excited to get to this one, and I've heard nothing but good things, so that's the first one. The next challenge is to read a book with royal colors on the cover. So those are red, purple, or gold. And so for that one, I've decided to read Gods of Jade and Shadow by Silvia Moreno Garcia. This is a historical fiction set in Mexico, which, if you don't know, I just did my year abroad in Mexico. I absolutely loved it. I love the country. I love the history and the culture. So when I heard people talk about this book, I had to pick it up. I really haven't heard that much about this book, but I have heard a few people talk about it, and it just sounded so interesting. It's a historical fantasy centering around Mayan beliefs, and I think it's just gonna be so much fun and so good. So I picked it up, and I know I'm gonna have fun reading this one, even if I don't like the book that much, which I think I will. But just the Mexican setting I'm gonna love because I love Mexico so much and I miss it. Oh, and obviously this does have purple on the cover, and actually if I had bought the hardcover edition, this would have been gold, but I didn't. I bought the paperback, so it's yellow, but it's fine. It's got purple on it, so we're all good. The next challenge is to read a secret book. So basically I'm not allowed to tell you what book I've chosen for this, and I actually already have a book planned for this because I have a secret TBR video which I want to do. I haven't got to it yet because, as I said, I've been kind of sticking to other TBRs, but in the month of June I think I'm going to try and complete all of the books that I need to read for this secret TBR video. But yeah, even if I don't finish all of those and that video is not ready by the end of the month, I will read this particular book that I have in mind. Sorry for all the secrecy, but you'll find out at the end of the month, or well, as soon as I've finished it, because I will probably do reading vlogs, so once I've finished it I'm allowed to mention it, but I just can't tell you now, so just know. There's a 3rd book that's mysterious. And the final challenge is to read an underhyped book. So for this one, I'm actually going to read my mom's favorite book, which is very odd because my mom doesn't really read a lot, but her favorite book is This Rough Magic by Mary Stewart. I don't really know anything about this book. All I know is that this book is a mystery that is set on Corfu, and my mom and I have recently been watching The Durrells, which is a show about a British family who moved to Corfu, and I really, really enjoy it, and my mom loves everything to do with Corfu, and she read this book like a long time ago and just absolutely loves it. And I've been meaning to read it ever since I got back into reading, but I just haven't yet. So I plan to read this one. This one has a lot of good ratings on Goodreads. However, I have never heard anyone talk about this book on Goodreads. I obviously mean I've never heard anyone talk about this on BookTube, not Goodreads. So it's definitely an underhyped book. Anyway, so I'm finally gonna read that, which will be interesting. So those are all the books that I definitely plan on reading in June, and I do have some other things that I probably read, but I'm not gonna get into that, obviously. So anyway, that's all I have for this video. Please let me know if you're taking part in the readathon down below. I would love to know. And also if you are, let me know which character path you're taking. Anyway, but that is all I have for today's video, so I hope you liked it. If you did, please hit a thumbs up. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe down below. And I upload videos on Fridays, so I will see you next Friday. Bye!